The primary exhibit in this Museum of God to Man is an all-encompassing picture of the entirety of the mechanics of life and living. It is larger than one man can comprehend. The dynamic display is in fact so encompassing that if a man were to look at it, he would become totally consumed by it. At some point, a matching wall of a seemingly infinite number of small doors was placed in front of this reality so that people could look briefly through the doors of choice, observe, and then return to the task of life without becoming overwhelmed by the face of the actual illumination. On this particular day, 4 sons were sent from the School of the Living to explore the exhibit in limited time. The first son did not understand the task and merely asked the janitor what was behind the wall. The janitor had never looked through any of these doors, for he was a busy man. The janitor did, however, have some stories which he relayed to the first son. The first son repeated these stories to other folks on the outside, and the rest is history. The second son understood that one had to open a door and observe. So he opened the door and observed for a time, took notes, got credit for doing his assigned task, and went back to his life unchanged. The third son prided himself as an academic. He knew that he had to spend as much time as he could opening as many doors as possible to achieve any idea of what was behind any part of the wall. He meticulously took notes and wrote books about his observations. But self-aggrandizement caused him to choke his wisdom with opinion. He eventually became the tool of agenda, and he appeared on political talk shows as the expert he thought he was. The fourth son took on the name Socrates, a man who understood that he knew nothing. He too opened doors, but merely documented observations without conclusions, voiced opinions, or agenda. He understood that as many doors as he might open, the information he gathered was changing with time, and his view, no matter how detailed, was only a very tiny part of a much bigger picture. For every question, there is another question and another door to open. He is deeply aware that common opinion, rarely needed on the outside, is the end of knowledge. In life, the fourth son receives wisdom. It has been years now since the old man has started speaking. My child self is now a bit older. As I write, instead of being in plain view, she is now curled up on the couch as she reads books, takes notes, and is not so forthcoming with her insights. I am happy being the second son who plays music to make people smile and is unchanged by the quest for knowledge. When I was the first son, I would have needed clear instruction on how to proceed in gathering information about the picture of life, but I did not know how to ask. Like the janitor, I was very busy.